So if you guys could do me a favor, obviously if this is what I'm doing on the weekend, you know, fat, going bald, not got much going on, maybe just subscribe. Make me feel good about myself. Give me a W, you know? Can't hurt. You get to watch a dummy fumble.
Okay.
You look stupid.
Alright guys, if you saw the last video, we got the frame all tacked up, and I want to do the neck tubes, then I can do the backbone. I have this from an old bike that I had before. I think for me, my skill level, it's going to be easier for me to use a neck that's already made, because I have the triple trees, so I have all the bearings and everything, and for me to be able to make that myself, it probably wouldn't come out that great. So I figured I had this, cut it up. But what I need to do next, I think, is make sure everything is perfectly level and kind of cut this down to, you know, what's going to be usable for me, which is probably just mainly going to be really the actual neck itself. So it's going to be a lot of fun trying to cut all this stuff off. And then I have two different gauges to put on here and kind of get the right, you know, the right amount of degrees, the right rake. So I think what I'm gonna do next is, like I said, I'm gonna make sure everything is perfectly level, then clean this up. I'm gonna give the plasma cutter a shot. For some reason, last time I used it, I don't know if anybody saw that video, I was having a hard time, and I've gone through much thicker metal than this, but for some reason, it just wasn't working great for me. So I'm gonna give it another shot, because I'd much rather buzz through this with a plasma cutter, clean it up with a flat wheel, than have to use the death wheel to cut everything here, because that'd suck. But let's get this thing level, and then we'll start working on this and making some moves. Alright guys, that big conglomerate we started with, I got it down to this. I figured out what was wrong with the plasma cutter. I guess the tip was just like messed up. I had some extra consumables. I said, let me try it. Changed it up, went through like butter. And if you saw the other video, I had 3/16. I was trying to go through, not even close. Went right through the 3/16. So it was just had a tip problem. You know, there's a joke there. But the plan, I think, is I'm gonna get this on here. I looked at a couple bikes that rakes that I kind of like, and it's not like this thing. I need anything super tight where I'm gonna be taking corners, or I mean, this is a toy. This is something for me just to play in the garage, really. But it looked like I seen some that were like 45 degrees, and that brings me. That's about 45 right there. So I think what I'm gonna do is clean these pipes up really good, and just throw a couple tacks on. Make sure it's straight, you know, this way, left and right, and then once it's good, I can buzz it around here. And now that the plasma cutter is working properly, I'm gonna use some of that 3/16 and, you know, make some gussets to strengthen this piece here. Also, then I'll make some little runners kind of go from here to here, or I might even do it with a solid piece of 3/16 off the side. That might be money, because then it'll be super strong and I don't have to worry about this thing, you know, breaking off on me. But yeah, so I think next I'm gonna do is clean these up and then tack this at the 45, and then we're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna try to do, I think I might do a drop seat frame. So instead of trying to, and part of it's, I like the way it looks. The other part is my skill level to try to use the bender that I have, the cheap one. Other people could probably do it. I'm sure I've seen people on YouTube do crazy shit without even having that. Just bending stuff on tables, but I'm not at that level. So for me to try to, you know, make one piece to come here and then kind of 90 down or any angle. So what I might do is move this pipe back, figure out where I'm gonna sit, and then come up off the center with another piece, and then either 45 or 90 over, I'll figure that out, and come straight from here right back to that pipe. So that's the plan. So just gonna clean these up and keep it moving. Hey guys, so what I did, kind of measured up top here. It's about 2 inches from a little over the center on each one. I went down 5.5, and it's about 5 inches there. So I just made a little template. So I'm gonna weld a piece of 3/16 on like this. I'm gonna do a little bit more cleaning of this pipe. And then one for the back. I used a plasma cutter again. I only had one set of consumables left, so once this one started getting wrecked, I think I got a little too close and got some stuff on the tip. It was shot. So this one came out really good. I mean, it's not perfect. My lines are not perfect. I cleaned it up the best I could with the grinder. So it's gonna be one like this. The one for the back got a little crazy, got a little hook in it. But you know what? I'm gonna have it. It's gonna be back here, and that part is gonna get filled with weld anyway. So I'm not gonna really see it, and it'll be a distant memory. So what I'm gonna do now is just clean these up a little bit better. Put these on, clamp them, and then I think I might actually just buzz these in all the way instead of just tacking them. And then from there, this guy at a 45, get that tacked in, and then just kind of, I have more consumables coming tomorrow. Make another couple plates like this, but you know, just the right angle. I'll make some templates up, so it'll be more like coming down like this, or like this. That'll lock it in. I could even put something inside first, going from the center of this to the center of this plate. So if it's gonna wanna, see if I can hold this, you know, whatever. Once the weight's on it, it's gonna wanna go this way. So if I can get some, you know, little piece of solid stock or something, I have that 1-inch solid rod. Try to get the angles really close, you know, straight here, and then 45 on this one, because this is gonna be a 45, you know. Just a little extra to keep it from wanting to move either way. But yeah, we're making some progress. So I'm gonna finish cleaning this up. I don't think you guys want to see me do that. It's pretty easy. And then I will a couple clamps, and we'll get this thing welded in. All right, guys. So I got one kind of tacked up here for now. I'm gonna put the one in the back here, get that tacked in. Then fully weld both of them, and then get the neck on, put it at a 45, tack it, get it leveled both ways, and then start making some stuff here to kind of strengthen it up a little bit. So let's get this thing going. Guys, I just kind of tacked this in on camera. All I did was make a piece. I wanted it to be 6 inches off of the frame here. So this fits in here. It's the same all the way across. I just tacked it up on top. I think next what I want to do is kind of measure the center of this, and then put the engine kind of in place, and you know, kind of go up and just see how high this tube needs to go to then connect to this here. So I gotta get a couple measurements. It's crazy, it's so hard to measure though, because I gotta try to get the center from the outside here. I guess really what I could have did was, before I did this, maybe measure the center here, but hindsight, right? Alright guys, this is not the final engine placement. It's gonna sit like this, but right now it's resting on the drain for the oil, resting on the exhaust on this side. So this is going to have a kind of like, you know, a torque converter like CVT. Probably get it from like Go Power Sports, because they make the ones for the 1-inch shaft. There's a 1-inch shaft on here, there's a 1-inch shaft on here. So I'm gonna have to, kind of make the bottom plate, and I'm gonna actually sit this engine down as low as I can, I think. Maybe almost to where the cylinder heads are like really close. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be all the way up like this. But I'm still gonna make the backbone high enough that it would fit like this. So when I drop it down, it'll give it more room. Just if I ever have to pull this thing on and off, which I don't really think I'm gonna have to do like all the time, but it'll make it a little bit easier. I mean, it could also, maybe come down a little bit. What's gonna happen now, I'm gonna make this piece here with the kind of like, fish mouth that side, put a 90 on it, and get it all tacked up to meet this piece here. This is probably, let's see, because the 90 will add a little bit of meat. What is this guy here? But this is just over 13, almost 13 and a quarter. So I cut a piece 13 and a quarter, take the fish mouth out. So that'll drop it down a little bit lower, probably about 13. And it just kind of comes here. And then, between dropping the engine down a little bit lower, it'll give you some more room because there's some tins like they go on top here. I almost don't know if I should come a little bit higher here. A piece of round tube is going to come under there, so 1 inch round tube is going to come down a little bit, so it's going to be more like here. But I should be able to drop this thing down about maybe 3 inches almost. And that'll be pretty good. Drop it down like 3 inches. So if I do that, then this will be fine. Come in with 90 over here. They won't be like this. It'll be somewhat like over here. Yeah, so I'll do a piece like this, 13 and a quarter. Do the fish mouth. Get that set here, kind of tack it, get it straight. I made a mark on the centerpiece, and then I went 1/2 inch left each one, so I know where the side of the pipe has to sit to be, straight in here. Pretty good gauge. And yeah, so I'm gonna cut a piece of pipe, do the fish mouth action over there, and then see what we can do. This is gonna be a lot of fun getting on and off this thing. It won't be my daily. Alright guys, so cleaned up my pipe. I did a fish mouth, cleaned it up. I kind of have my marks on here, center and the 2 sides, so I can go by that. I mean, I had it to the point where it's kind of like, standing by itself, so I think it's pretty good. What I'm going to do is, I don't know if I should, so I got a lot of moving parts and kind of lone wolf. That's gonna be shooting up to the sky. That's not gonna work out for me. Unless I lowered it so much that But I don't want to do that. So no options. So we're gonna do a 90 up top here. And even that, this is probably gonna have to get cut to give me somewhat of an angle, because let's just see. Or I could put a bend in it like this thing is, which might work. Straight piece might do it. Wish I had another magnet here. So I'm thinking like this, and then a piece coming up here. Looks like a thing. It's not a good thing, but look at a thing. And then that does the kind of thing that does little cake. Unless I don't want to get too stupid. I'm stupid enough. Oh God, I'm pick it up. That's gonna shoot me down to the floor. So yeah, it's gonna probably be a piece like this, tacked on straight up to this guy right here. I think that might be the move. What I need to do now is grab a tape measure. Of course, I don't have one here. Just kind of give myself a ballpark measurement to get from. Come on, stay there. Need a little note. Oh, there we go. It's gonna fall up. And then kind of just get me from there to there, and just see what it looks like. Because either something's gonna have to get cut, because that's like that. It looks like it wants to shoot way too low. So let's just see. Let me get a tape measure. So to get me from all the way inside. Don't want to go deep. Okay, that's there. So from there to here, we're looking at about 22 3/4, give or take. So I think what I'm gonna do is we'll cut a piece 22 3/4, and I'll get a magnet while I'm outside. I gotta get pipe out of the car. Put a magnet on here or a clamp. Maybe just one of these stupid ones for now. Kinda-ish. And then we'll cut a piece 22 3/4, and we'll just kind of eye it up and see what we're doing here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We're getting there, guys. You know, another thing I'm thinking too, because I'm kind of trying to eyeball where it's going to be. Let's just see, like a straight line. Looks like it wants to come into here, and that's not good. So I really want it to come up there, like that. So that would mean this pipe needs to get cut on an angle. Again, not my strong suit. Well, we'll see with the 22. That right there, if it went straight, which would be really stupid. I mean, you know, now in retrospect, but that would have been weird too. Thinking I could have made this longer. If I was going to 90 up and I wanted to come here, I could have went like this and went straight. But then again, when I sit there with the pipe right up to my chest, that's not going to be comfortable. Just trying to talk myself into this. So yeah, I think this is the move. But what would be great is if I can do this, get this pipe in here, and then have it come down, maybe cut the end of here on this, whatever angle this is. I'll put something on there. You know, I'll put a stick or something, or a piece of pipe and an angle finder, and do my best. Maybe with that fusion saw, I can set the angle, get the angle of the dangle, and get it good. All right, stop talking. All right, guys, I screwed up on some stuff. First of all, nobody mentioned to me that had the neck tube upside down. Had it all tacked in. Had a buddy come over. He's actually a carpenter, so he's better than I am with the mathematicals and the digitals. So we put this the right way, and he helped me. We used, you know, laser beams. We called a laser and all kinds of crazy stuff to get this thing as straight as possible. Then once I did that, I realized the tube I had coming across was too short. Story of my life. So what I did here, even when I flipped this, it was still on a 45, so it ended up working out. Actually, it ended up working out better. I'll get a closer picture here. And you can see the piece that I left on here, the material where it was going to be up here, was down in the bottom, cut on a perfect 45, so that kind of helped out. So since the piece was too short, I didn't feel like going to the store to get more pipe. So took a piece, sliced it on a 45, cut a piece up on the lathe so it fit inside. It's not solid rod like I used on some of them because I ran out, but drilled some holes in here, so I could do some rosette welds. I'm gonna put another piece going from here to the other one, which is this one that had a 10-degree bend on it before, but as you can see, she's a little short. So the plan is I'm gonna drill a hole through here, get some rosette welds on this as well. I gotta clean this off. She's still get that like that. Then I get this guy in here at a 45. What I'm probably gonna do is do this one here. It's already got the 10-degree bend on it, which I think works. Maybe not. I gotta. This actually might need to be a different angle. So I might need to. I gotta work on that because now it's not even close to. Trying to see. I mean, that brings me all the way up here at a 45. So this is not the same angle. Dummy. So what I need to do is take this off here. Let's see. I'm sure you guys probably like, this grain, like, you're an idiot. Alright guys, this is what we got right now. Did a bunch of cutting and kind of coping by hand, and I got this thing, with the eyeball gauge. I got it pretty good. So what I'm going to do right now is just tack this up. Then on the next video, the goal is going to be to, I got to get some more plate steel. I'm going to beef up this neck. I got to do the rear brake. And then I got to start building the front end. I want to do like a like that leaf style front end, so that should be interesting. Putting that together, but it'll be fun. So if you guys could do me a favor, obviously if this is what I'm doing on the weekend, fat, going bald, not got much going on, maybe just subscribe. Make me feel good about myself. Give me a W, Can't hurt. You get to watch a dummy fumble. That's fun. So
You look
that
stupid.
would, I see some people watching the videos. They got like 100 views in my last one, which is big time. So either it's my wife watching it 100 times, which I hope not, or maybe a couple people at least entertained, watching the monkey with the tools. But yeah, if you guys hit the subscribe, that would be awesome. Make me feel like I'm doing something, But I'm gonna tack this up in a couple spots because I'm gonna tack it up, have my buddy come over, let him look at it, tell me how crooked it is, and then I can fix it. But I at least want to kind of get it, kind of tacked. So let's hit that and then keep it moving, right?
That's off.